All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, one of the skills that you are going to have for your civics class this year is how to complete reading assignments in Canvas. Okay. So, we're going to walk through what that would look like for you. And then, what you're going to do is you will complete a reading assignment to go along with this. Okay. All right. So, we're going to walk through all this. This is also what's called an Edpuzzle video. Edpuzzle is another thing that you will see throughout the year. Okay, it's important that you're paying attention in Edpuzzles. There could be questions that pop up along the way, all kinds of things. Okay, so here we go. All right, so you get into the class labeled 8th grade civics. You'll see that listed for you somewhere. It may look a little different. What your screen looks like as far as that goes, I can't tell you because I can only see certain student views. Okay, but once you click on that class, this is basically what's going to come up. It's going to look something like this, okay? So you'll see it says, first of all, week of August the 12th. These are actually called modules. So if you were to come over here and click on modules, you'll see it brings up basically the same thing, okay? Your home screen is your module screen. So if you ever hear me reference going to modules, you can click on either one. Now, there's a number of other things that you'll see here on this left-hand side. Again, your screen may look a little bit different when it comes to that, and it may change from time to time. But in this case, since today is August the 13th, you would either click on the home screen, which is what would normally just come up for you, or if you clicked on something else, to say you clicked on grades, for example, or assignments or whatever, simply click on modules. And then you'll come over here to Tuesday, August the 13th. Now for you, it'll say this right here, this how to complete a reading assignment in Canvas will be like a blue and underlined, okay? But for our purposes in recording this, it's not. All right, so you'll click on this and you will see for Tuesday, August 13th, you would see what you need to get completed, okay? So the main assignment, if you will, outside of completing this video that you need to get done is the Medal of Honor Day reading. So you come over here and you would click on that. Now what that's going to do, it's going to pull up your reading assignment. It's going to tell you on there, it's going to say things like the due date. It's going to tell you how many points is possible to score on this assignment, all kinds of things, okay? And what you're going to want to do is you're going to click on this little arrow right here, the double, has the arrow on each end. If you click on that, it's going to make it just the reading. And since that's what you're focused on, that's what you're going to want to do, okay? Now for us, I'm going to leave it in this smaller screen because there's going to be a number of things I want to point out to you. And again, your screen is going to look a little different, okay? The big key here is understanding what some of these tools are right up here, okay? Now, first one you need to know is this T symbol right here. That's free text, okay? You're annotating the reading, okay? This is what we're really doing. Okay, so anytime you need to type in an answer, for example, you're going to click on this little T, right? And you're going to select whatever color you want to use. To be honest, usually the color when it comes to grading, not that big a deal. Why this one's defaulted like a purplish color, I don't know. But you would just click wherever you need the answer, okay? So in this case, we're just going to put it right here, and we're going to go answer 1, okay? And you can adjust the size of your answer. Really, you don't want it definitely on the smallest one typically, just because you want it to be able to be read. All right, but then you're just going to put your answer there, and you're going to be able to move on. Now, if there's another answer, you just simply, as long as this is selected, you can just put in another little text box right here, just like that, and boom, you're done. Okay. Now, one of the things that you do need to do when answering questions in a reading is what's called text marking. Now, you have a couple of options with text marking. Option number 1 is to use this little highlighter right here. Okay, so if you click on that, you come down and you want to highlight this very first section. You simply use the left click on your mouse, all right, and you go across. There we go. All right. Now, it can get a little tricky sometimes, so you got to be careful with it. But now that right there is highlighted showing you got an answer. And then what you need to do is to make sure you label what answer that goes with. So in this case, we're going to say that it goes with question number 1. So we will select the little T again, and we'll just put like Q1. Okay. All right. Now, if you need to move that, so you can move that right there. You can move it to say Q1, or you could have just simply put the number 1. Okay. And this is a time where you could even use a smaller number to whatever fits best for what you need. Okay. So that tells me or your teacher in particular, or whoever's grading it, that this is where you found the answer to question number 1. Okay. Now, another option, if you're needing to text mark, is you can use this freehand drawing. Okay, it looks like a paintbrush. Now you can change it, right? You can change the line thickness right here. Okay, so let's move that second one in there, and so then you come down, you can select your color, or again, whatever you want it to be. All right, and you simply hold down the left mouse button and then move it across. Okay, this is underlining essentially. Okay, it's going to be a little tricky, right? So once you've done that, excuse me, you can tell it that right there. And then there's also many times it'll pop up this little box right here. And you could put, this would be, label it question 2, right? And boom, you're done, right? So that would tell, when it comes to grading, it just points out that goes to question 1 or going to question 2. Or if you don't happen to notice that, again, you can do just like you did with the highlighting. You can come over here, create your box, and go number 2. Since we're saying this goes with question number 2. Right? This is what's called text marking. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with this is definitely a key to dealing with particularly historical documents or social studies readings, okay, and being able to say, not just give the answer, okay, because giving the answer isn't always the most important thing, okay? Oh, sorry about that. And what we need to be able to do or know is where it is you're finding these answers, okay? So you'll need to go through, all right, with all of this, right, as you go through and answer the questions and then text mark, okay? All right, so let me see here. I'm going to reset this. All right, just a moment here. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to come back into it, okay? August 13th, Medal of Honor Day reading. All right, you'll see because I did reset it for the video. Now we have the reading again. Now, what you're going to want to notice is that there are questions all the way at the end of this reading. Okay? In social studies classes, so in civics or history, it's really important to read the questions first, and then that way you know what you're looking for as you go through the reading. Okay? So in this case, you have two questions. There's 3 on here, but this third one doesn't particularly deal with this directly with this reading. Okay, so the first one is, what is the Medal of Honor awarded for? And the second one, what is the procedure for awarding the Medal of Honor? Okay, so as you go through and read it, right, what is the Medal of Honor awarded for? All right, you back up into the reading and you would find it. Okay, again, you would highlight it or text mark, write it out. The question would be question number 1. So you go through, right, you read through about the Medal of Honor, and then you ask, what is the procedure for awarding it? Now, question number 3 here actually asks you to go to a separate web page, right? The cmohs.org, okay? And you're going to look up 2 Medal of Honor recipients, okay? So again, you would use, all right, let's say you find your information. So again, you're going to use that text box, or the text icon, sorry, right here, this text piece right here, again, all right? You're going to come down, and this is where you would type in your answers using that. You place the cursor wherever you need it, right? So Medal of Honor, right here, just type it out, right? Bring it to service, say Army, the Medal of Honor action date, which will be listed, It could be April 3rd, 1943. Right? If you need to move it, all right, that does happen. Sometimes you don't quite get it quite right. All right, you see when it comes up with those, the two arrow, the crosshairs, you just select that and drag it over wherever you need to. And then you would just type out the summary of action here. Okay. All right. And so once you've completed all of that, you would hit submit assignment and boom, you're done. Now, let's say though that you're working on a reading assignment and don't quite finish it by the end of class and you need to come back to it. Okay. So if we look at what will happen here. So let's go ahead and we're just going to leave this here. I'm just going to leave it and we're going to like home. Okay. The home page or modules. Okay. When I click right here on Tuesday, August 13th, all right, I go back to my Medal of Honor Day reading. And you'll notice it says attempt number 1, which is where we started. And if I go down, all the way down here where I was working, you'll see my work is still there. So essentially what Canvas will do is save it for you as you go. Okay? Alrighty, guys. So there you go. That is how you work through a reading assignment and doing text marking in Canvas. So these things will be graded. It's really important when you're submitting this work that you're two things I'm going to be looking for as they get graded. Thing number 1 is that you do the text marking. And thing number 2 is that you get correct answers. Okay. You will not, get automatically points deducted if I do not see correct text marking. So please make sure you are not just simply like highlighting random stuff or whatever. I know where the answers are in these readings. Okay. And so it is important that you're doing this correctly. That is about being trustworthy. Talked about that on day number 1 at school. You know, how do you be trustworthy in different things? How do you be a tiger? One of the ways is making sure that you are doing the right thing. Okay, and you're not trying to cheat or any of those kinds of things. All right. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So at this point, what you're going to need to do is actually go in and work on the Medal of Honor Day reading. Okay, you have the 2 questions, and then you have the website to go to help you research and do the database. All right. Well, best of luck to you.